Hey guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Please give us a call if you guys are looking to improve your credit score, lower your car payment, buy a car, trade in a car. If you're looking to purchase your first home, if you're looking to purchase a rental property, we can help you. Give us a call today, 877-205-7771. Talk to you guys soon, and thanks again.
Hello everyone, this is Calvin Russell, CEO and founder of 850 Club Credit Consultation. Hope everyone is doing well today. This is a remake of the video I tried to upload earlier today, but the connection was absolutely horrible, so I will be sure to upload this as soon as I can, okay? Sorry if my phone is going off. I'll go ahead and put it on silent so I don't have to worry about that anymore. So, but either way, today's topic that I tried to go over this morning, of course, it's been as soon as I put it up there, a lot of people just started, just watching it right away. And I wanted to make sure that I got, the video done before the day was out. So, but I'll go ahead and move forward. We're going to talk about how to purchase, pretty much how to buy or finance a vehicle that costs anywhere between $40,000 to $120,000. Okay. The only reason why I stopped at $120,000 is because for those who don't know me or if this is your first time seeing any one of my videos, I used to work at Nissan. I used to sell cars. I worked there for 6 years, and 4 out of those 6 years I was in sales. I sold over 550 cars in less than 4 years. And then, of course, I spent about a week helping out in finance. It was mainly subprime, and just to kind of help out a little bit. And then the following week, I got promoted to an internet sales manager. And that position, I saw anywhere between 40 to 50 credit applications a day. And I still, of course, sold cars, to my previous customers. Either way, I say that to say, that's part of the reason why I started this channel. But I also saw trends in which banks would, finance people that, bought cars that are at a higher price point. I know a lot of times when we talk about, buying cars, they're 10 grand, 15 grand, 20 grand. The average car normally is about 15 to 20 grand, brand new, news, whatever. And so when you start getting into like that $40,000 range, now you're starting to get into not just luxury vehicles, but those are harder vehicles to get because the car payment is higher. Normally the car payments are now starting to approach, the 600s and things of that sort. And this is the type of territory where car notes could easily be what a person would pay in rent. But what I saw though is that most of the banks had different types of trends into which they would actually finance people, in that range. So let's go ahead and talk about it. Number one, the easiest, flawless way that I've seen was if the person had a gross income of the amount that the type of car that they were buying. So first off, let's talk about gross and net income. Gross income is before taxes. That's before any deductions. It's usually the highest number on your check, okay? And then we're talking about within a year, all right? And then, of course, net income, that's what you take home. That's after all the deductions, after taxes, if you got wage garnishment, whatever, then, of course, that's what you take home. So this is gross income before taxes. So, for example, if you are making, let's say, $40,000 a year, chances are you should be able to qualify for a $40,000 car. Now, there's a lot of different factors and scenarios in that, but about 70 to 80% of the time, you should qualify. Now, here's the problem is if you have a previous repossession, that's going to play a role, okay? If you have previous late payments, that's going to play a role. Let's talk about that for a little bit. So, for example, if you're financing a car, let's say around about $40,000, okay? And that means your payment is going to be somewhere in the neighborhood of about $500, $600, depending on what your interest rate is, what your terms are, but that's usually anywhere between $500 to $600. The problem is that let's say, for example, you have a car already, right, that you're driving right now. The car payment is $500. You're looking to trade it in, and the new payment on the new car is going to be $600. The problem is that if you struggled to make payments on the $500, right, even though you make $40,000 a year, you're looking at a $40,000 car. If you struggle to make those $500 payments, chances are they're going to probably deny you, or they're going to make you put some money down if you want to go into a higher payment vehicle, because on paper you struggle to pay the $500. You guys see where I'm going? So there are small factors that play a role. So of course, repossessions, late payments, a recent bankruptcy, if someone co-signed for you, and there's little bitty things like that. But if it's a normal strategic, your payments were made on time. You haven't had any recent during having the car bankruptcies, repossessions, things of that sort, late payments. You haven't had any of that. You should have no problem financing another vehicle of that amount. Same thing if you're looking at an $80,000 vehicle, $70,000, $100,000 vehicle. If your income is around that range, then you should be just fine. Now, here's another thing they look at too. They do look at debt to income when you're looking at a car, okay? Especially when you start looking at about 50,000 plus, not so much 40, because 40 is like, SUV, but 50,000, 60,000, that's when they start looking at debt to income. But it's not like buying a house. When you're buying a house, they pull out the calculator, they put everything together, but they do look at what other obligations you have. They don't too much look at the credit card payments per se, but they do look like, they do look at like your mortgage payments or your rent payments, okay? Now, I'm not saying that if you don't have all three things, income, of course, a good credit history, and a time on the job, there's a lot of little factors in there that you cannot get approved. There are ways to get around things. For example, if a person makes $30,000 a year, can they get a $40,000 car? Absolutely. I'm just saying that if you want the least amount of drama, okay, or if, of course, especially if your credit's like kind of borderline is like under 650. If you're under 650, then trying to get a $40,000 car when you're making $30,000 a year, the banks, they may approve it, but the interest may be higher. So I think that's another thing, and that may be another video for another time. So many times we focus on just trying to get approved for a vehicle that we don't look at the terms. And again, some people don't go past 4 years of financing, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years. And some people don't want to pay a certain type of interest rate. As a matter of fact, there was a gentleman who actually commented on one of my videos who said that he would never pay over 5% for a vehicle. But again, this is someone who's obviously had an 800 credit score. The problem is with those types of people, not people that have 800, but people that give advice only based on their situation. He's like, oh, there's no way I'll pay over 5%. Well, because he's probably never paid over 5%. But 5% would be, man, on average, the average person, 5% is a phenomenal interest rate compared to what they've been paying. But my point is that if you got your eyes set on that Range Rover, or, of course for us at Nissan's with GTR, that was the most expensive car we had, 118, 120, 114. And we had the dealership I worked at was right next to a hospital. So we had doctors all the time that would come buy them, or local business owners, whatever. And they would come buy them. And I noticed that their income was always at that amount, and that's one of the things you got to look at. People that bought $80,000 vehicles, their income was around that. People that bought $60,000 vehicles, their income was around that. I'm not saying that you could probably be about 10, maybe 12,000, maybe 15,000 when you start getting a little bit higher away from the cost of the car. So if a car costs, let's say, $85,000 and you make $60,000, will they deny you? I doubt it. I highly doubt it. But if you want to be safe, the easiest, flawless way, especially if you've been on time with your payments, you haven't had any previous bankruptcies, any previous repossessions, and again, your payments have been made on time, you should be fine. So, but either way, I just want to throw that out there because I get a lot of emails about, hey, I'm looking to buy this car, my income is this, my score is this. So hopefully this video does help. I do try to cover as many areas as I possibly can. But again, if you guys have any questions, you can always shoot me an email, info@the850club.com. We work every day to try to get to all of your emails that we possibly can. And of course, for those who would like to be actual members, or who want to enroll in our 6-month plan, we do have that. Of course, like always, I'm never trying to sell you guys anything, but if you want one-on-one versus a generalized video, then that's going to be a little bit different. If we try to get to your email as soon as we can, but again, our paid clients are our #1 priority. As of course, again, they're with the company, so we want to make sure that they're well taken care of, and we'll most definitely get to you guys as soon as we can. And we think we do a good job. But again, we try to get to as many people as we possibly can. So keep in mind, we also do free credit report evaluations, okay? So you can schedule that. If you haven't seen a link pop up anywhere, or it's down in the description below, that's the850club.com/coach me, okay? And we'll take a free look at your credit report just to see if you're on the right track. We've even seen some people that like in the 600s, high 600s, low 7s, and they still got low limit credit cards. And we're like, listen, and we'll make certain types of suggestions for certain type of cars or whatever, and we'll say, hey, just go try it out, see what happens. But most of the time, we do a pretty good job of making very good suggestions on that. So, but either way, I just want to make sure we're available to you all. So if you like this video, like it. If you want to share it, share it. And as always, be sure to subscribe. Thank you so much. Talk to you soon.